Hello, my beautiful people. Oh my God. The insanity of having to re record because, again, my audio was messed up. I have problems. Okay, so I wanted to record this because, as a preview to my episode on feeling stuck, because there's way too much to say. There's always way too much to say, but I feel like this is more of like coaching before coaching, and it really also helps me, people. So, this episode, basically, what I wanted to say is that, how can I help you, right? Some of you listen to me for entertainment value and maybe, and for just that. And then maybe, hey, that's great. I got the bonus of you helped me in a certain couple different areas or whatever, right? Of your life resonates with you. But when I do that episode coming up, I'm going to list some different baby steps in there for you. And part of coaching is me being able to customize something and to work that works for you. What I do may not work for you, right? And other people out there, you might even, at least if you're willing to try it. But I think in the part of taking action with this sort of thing, okay, you got to get your mind right. When I say that, I mean, you have a goal. You can stay disciplined. Not can, you are going to be disciplined, right? Because it's a daily thing. So, what are you going to be able to do? What will you in reality do? And these things I'm going to recommend are easy things. You don't have to go anywhere. But even with that being said, and all of us with our laziness, what is the thing you truly are going to do? What I can tell you is music is involved in there. So I'm going to talk about that. Okay, music, color therapy, of course, self-defense and fighting, candles, incense, doing these things to basically keep your vibration high and to keep focusing on the finish line and that you got this and you can do life. So whatever situation that you are in, we're going to focus on relationships and the idea of feeling stuck. And when I say that, because that again is an illusion and you may not understand it, okay? But when you realize you are a creator and that you can create, there's really not going to be this whole feeling stuck thing because you can create your own set of happiness, circumstance, and all those sorts of things. But you have to believe. And then maybe you're going to ask me, but how? I married this person or whatever it is. Well, number one is divorce isn't always an option for people. Sometimes people just don't want to do that anyway. So I am just, okay, how do you manage? How do you manage with people like my mom with a mental illness, which both of my dads really understood that as like, just the awareness about personality disorders, people didn't really know. And they probably just thought she was crazy lady, so she had her own sets of problems. I will give you a little bit maybe in that episode, but I feel like when I go into storytelling like that, I just get way too deep. And it's not even to talk shit about my mom. It's to help understand, the narcissism, the everything in dealing with somebody who is a complainer. She's manipulative. I'm sure she withheld sex. She threatened. She did all of these things that were just her, right? Both parents died when she was 2. She had from leprosy. I know she has all kinds of stories, including people trying to throw her in a fire. She had no education because she couldn't go to school because she had no birth certificate. 3 kids by 19. One was with a monk, which, you just don't do that, Buddhist or not, any kind of monk. So, and then she married my dad and they were together for 12 years, I believe. And she basically, so going to go ahead, I'm already telling you, became very greedy, threatened him again, divorce, lying. He wanted to basically kill her. So, and then my stepdad, I wish that he had realized for his own mental health and well-being that he could have ended things sooner, but he had to learn in his own way, right? Okay, so she passed a couple of years ago. And I know that brings some sort of relief. So whatever reason is that that's why there's no judgment. This episode is no judgment, okay? I am not here to judge. I'm not here for that. I'm here to hold space and tell you, okay, what the fuck can you do in this situation? And one of those things too, the things is sending love to this person when you're very angry and just hating on them. Like, how are you going to survive? Right? You probably didn't even think you could survive. So, what I wanted to talk about right now is to just give you a little bit more is this mindset, how to get yourself in this place of that thinking positive is a good thing. Somebody asked me that because when you think positively, you can create positive reality, right? Change reality and believe what I'm saying. The very first place that I worked at, it was salon, 18 stylists, and they had service providers. Okay, skin, massage, nails. Okay, so I had heard gossip around town about this guy, and basically it was just gossip, but he didn't have a great reputation. It was almost always like the first thing people were saying is that he made girls cry and different things like that. And I was like, I went in there because my friend was booked all the time and she told me about it. So I saw the potential, right? So I went in there, and after I realized, okay, this is potential for me, just build my clients and leave. I had a goal, right? I didn't have X amount of years. I ended up staying there 6 years, and then we just went off on our own. But the point of that is I would hear all these stories, and sometimes it did sound abusive, like the girls were being abused there. Like, and in my mind at that time, I was like, why would they do this? Why would they put themselves in this predicament? And everybody again has their journey, right? The same thing of why I was staying there. Maybe some of them didn't want to look for another job. He paid really well, whatever. He wasn't a bad guy all the time. He probably on his end was just really aggressive and direct, and didn't say it in the kindest ways, is all that it was, right? Maybe that's all that it was. So he was always really, I would say, pretty kind to me. I got like 3 months of free rent. And overall, in general, while his wife and I, we didn't always have the best energy, like overall in general, I feel like we got along and we didn't have to, interact with each other very much. So the person asked me, I think it was during that time, and I basically said I had problems with the heat in my room, and it was like freaking sauna in there. And every time I'd bring up, he would be like, why don't you come in earlier and open your door, which I would do like 30 or minutes or an hour ahead of time. Well, the one time I come in because I was thinking in my mind before, I'm calling him a motherfucker. How am I going to deal with this motherfucker? But basically, I was just like, how am I going to do with this dude? I always get anxiety and all jacked up, and he, gets aggressive kind of with me, aggressive energy. So I just went up to him and I said, can you turn down the heat? And he kind of did his same thing. I don't remember exactly because this was 20 years ago. But I basically said, I was calm because I'd never been in confrontations like this before, but I was getting the anxiety and I didn't know how he was really like going to react because I'd done this so many times. And I was just like, so is there any way to turn down the heat? Like I basically ignored his reaction and what he said. So he just like stomped off and fixed it. But I saw a result. Okay, people. So I felt a sense of accomplishment. I felt like that worked. I found a solution to something. I had a problem and I found a solution. And I found it in my own way, and I wasn't really studying anything. I think I just had a goal. And to get your mind in that state, yeah, it's a totally different direction, especially when you feel stuck. Like, so without getting too crazy into this, and I'm going to have to go in a minute, but I wanted to get this off my mind, is that I'm going to talk about, I will talk about my two dads. Maybe first responder story too that I have is basically, getting involved, maybe he chose to have a baby with somebody, didn't realize, end up maybe liking them, or they weren't a match later on, and waiting till the kid turns 18. So what are you going to do in that time period to stay positive, still be happy? Well, there's a bunch of different things I can recommend, but what are you going to do? So if we are, and what are you going to do? And not only that, even if you do eventually leave, you're going to continue on into another relationship and repeat the whole thing if you did not learn, right? It's like, I love that saying I read somewhere that basically a different person comes into your life with another person comes into your life, but in a different costume. It's so funny. So it's so true. Looking at other people in our life as mirror images, and we have the same issues. meaning do the mirroring exercise you can find online. It's like, what are they doing? Like, how am I like them? Like, are you a complainer? Are you manipulative? Are you this and that, whatever? And it's helping us look at ourselves. So look at it more as like, again, these are learning lessons, people. Okay. I know, again, that was fast talking a lot. But I just was thinking about when I create that episode, it might all sound really good. And there, like I said, there are lots of different things out there to get you in this mindset, but what are you going to truly do? And then I'm going to talk a little bit about hand mudras. So doing different things, not only to build, bring stillness to your body that works with the energy meridians, but also to build confidence, reassuring you, less worry, different things for panic attacks. It's on a very basic level because I'm not an expert, people, but I do know what about holistic mind, body, spirit. So staying motivated, disciplined. I know maybe you want to hear more juiciness of the stories, but I really feel for both of my dads, my biological dad and my stepdad, remarried. My mom remarried, is that what I could do to help them and really feeling for people's situations. Even I felt like with that salon, it was a certain level of putting up with bullshit. There's many aspects of life that are bullshit. That's why I feel like, and a lot of times it's a lot of work. I don't have to come from some completely horrible, if you want to say it, horribly traumatizing. I feel emotionally traumatized with my whole mom thing, but to understand people. And I don't think that my mom actually ended up hitting either one of them, but I don't know. She could have been mad when she did that. But this happens in a lot of situations. We don't hear about it in the media. The female on the man, meaning attacking, abusing, whatever you want to call it, mistreating, you know? And so who knows what have even happened with my mom, because my dad liked her initially. I don't even know. I just think bringing her here caused a lot, maybe enhanced the problems that she already had mentally and that got worse with age. So, but now she's in a better place. So she's at peace. Okay. And yeah, there's lots of things I could say about my mom, but I've forgiven her. We like talked even in the 2 sentences that I told her about how I felt about the way that she treated me, but I'm glad that I did that before she passed. So there's a lot of anger. There was a lot of anger for a long time. And like a lot of people that have stories about their parents. Okay, so I will see you in the next video just to give you a little glimpse of what that's going to be about. And I want you to be able to feel accomplished and what you can do aside from, just having the new mindset. The new mindset would be, I got this, right? You're going to be, I got you, right? I'm here to help you. And you got this. It's just, how bad do you want it? And can you believe that there would be a way to feel unstuck? It's a question too, right? If that question didn't confuse you enough. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.